All right, guys, welcome to the OMFL Season 75 Draft Show. I am so glad that you guys turned in this morning. It is bright and early on a Sunday morning, 10:30 a.m. here in the Central Time Zone. And can you believe it? We've almost got all of round one done in our preseason draft. It has been a glorious weekend. I've got the Astros in the World Series. My Tigers blew out the Ole Miss Rebels. We got round one in the draft done. We're doing a draft show on a Sunday. The Saints are on the iPad. It's a damn good day. I'm glad that you guys are with us. Let's go ahead and just jump right in this thing, man. We had a great Press Pass Live this week with Houday and D. Wayne. It was good to have both the guys back on. Matter of fact, if you guys are on now, please unmute yourselves. As far as the board members, everybody else stay muted. We'll unmute you if you want to say something. The way you guys can help me throughout the day, it's really hard to pay attention to everything, right? To run the draft show, I'm recording on my little recording software that we have. It can be difficult to do everything. So as we progress in this draft and we kind of get into round three, we'll start taking callers probably end of round three, beginning of round four. If you want to say something and you want to come on and do a short 3 or 4 minute interview about your draft picks and about your off season and kind of what you're doing going into season 75, then you need to let somebody know. If you hear somebody on the show that's with me, like Houday or D. Wayne or somebody like that, and you guys need to just let them know, hey, I'd like to be interviewed. You can type on the side, and sometimes I'll see that here. There's like a little chat in Uber conference that you guys can use. But either way, let somebody know that, hey, I'm not scared to have my voice heard all over, and I'll do it and I'll get on the show. So let somebody know. I'd love to have a couple of guys call in. That's always the fun part, to get and talk about your draft. But let's go ahead and do a little recap, man. We are sitting on, sorry, I got to get myself situated here. We're sitting on pick number 26. Phantom Time Bomb is up. Bandit, not Bomb. Let's see if he shows up. Maybe we can get all the way through round one. We're going to start in about 25 minutes or so. 11 o'clock Central is when we'll start the draft. And I think just doing round one shaves off a good 45 minutes to an hour of the time that we normally spend. So let's go back and look through some of these picks. I did try to post, and I think I got all of them except for the Buccaneers. I did post on Twitter all these picks as they were coming in. You guys were cool enough to post your photos. And so I just want to break down a couple of these because there were some really good players going off of the board pretty quickly here. But at the same time, some really good players also are falling in the draft because guys are kind of falling in love with some of these combine numbers. And that happens every year. Guys either go one or two ways, where they fall in love with combine numbers, they fall in love with that speed, that strength, things like that, or you'll see them um, stay true to their board, stay true to best player available. That's another interesting thing to see what happens. Do players go best player available? Do they go by need? Sometimes you'll get both, to where it fits in both, but often it will not. I'm just trying to save a little energy here on my computer real quick, and it is not it's not helping me. I should have restarted, but I didn't. So here we go. I'll probably take a little break right before we get started and actually do a little restart on all of my stuff so that I can be good and set as we roll into a 3+ hour draft here. So a lot of good things. Let's break down these picks and kind of cover some of these players as they came off the board. Of course, the Texans were one of the big movers and shakers in this offseason, sending off some players and bringing on some new players so that they could load up on those draft picks. And they were trying to make these draft picks count. And of course, they had an off season. They really didn't play very well, even with that amazing quarterback that they had. And so they had the number one pick in the draft, and they took Barry Williamson, a middle linebacker out of Penn State. 82 speed, 91 tackle. He's a tackling machine. Of course, that's what Penn State creates. Superstar dev. Little low in the hit power, 80. It's not terrible. Love his pursuit. He's got an engine. He tackles really well. He plays smart. He's going to have to work on his power moves. and you do worry a little bit about that speed. Of course, speed. Some would argue we were having a discussion with Ducks today that speed doesn't matter as much. But I think that 82 to 84 range or 83 range and less, sometimes that can lead to problems. And sometimes you can have a hard time covering your zone, covering a man on those drags whenever you are less than 84 speed. I feel like those 84 plus guys seem to make more plays. With the number 2 pick, Russell Gales goes to the Chicago Bears. Now, they're just trying to completely rebuild that team. I think that's still a really fun team. He made some interesting moves this offseason, got himself into a little bit of cap trouble, but you can't go wrong with an 81 overall wide receiver, 6'6" red zone threat out of Clemson. Don't love his speed, 89, but you love his route running at 87. You love his catch at 97. You got to love his acceleration at 93. Just not going to have that top end speed to take the top off of the defense. 85 catch in traffic, 93 spectacular catch, 92 jump. He's going to be a big target for Trubisky to be able to look for, and this guy should be able to make plays for the Chicago Bears. At number 3, strong safety Angel Nadweek. I don't know. You guys know I'm terrible with names. Superstar depth. He goes to the Buffalo Bills. 85 speed, but 70 tackle, which is pretty good. 91 pursuit, 90 hit power. This guy lays the wood. You worry a little bit about that speed. Is he going to be able to play smart and really stay on top when he's got to cover the over the top, or are you going to be able to take the top off this guy? This is probably a guy, though, that you're going to put in the box a lot. You have covering the running backs a lot, and just let him come up and make plays. He's going to really help that Bills defense and some run defense that they're really looking to get. With the number 4 pick, the Redskins took Ray Sparks, 77 overall, your first quarterback off the board, I should say. This was an interesting pick to me. There was a guy that I almost took later on in the draft that I thought would have went number 1, but this guy's got 90 throwing power, 79 deep accuracy. He's got a nice deep ball for a rookie, 80 medium, 82 short. Not bad as a base to work on, but you really would have hoped for a little bit better with the number 4 pick. 87 speed, though. That's where this guy is a playmaker. He's going to be able to get out of the pocket from time to time. Now, we do have rules around that, and so he won't be able to take full advantage of that, but still a thing that you're going to have to be aware of, right? You're not going to be able to just play zone, because if you just play zone on this guy, he's going to take it right up the middle. With the 5th pick in the OMFL draft, the Giants took Cornell Colombo, right outside linebacker out of Louisville. 82 overall, that's a home run for them. A 3-4 pass rusher, 85 speed, 86 block shed, 91 hit power, 85 power moves, 82 pursuit, 82 tackle. This guy is a playmaker, standing at 6'4", 253. This dude is a stud. He's going to make plays for the Giants and Pepper. That is a really great pick. With the number 6 pick in the OMFL draft, the Browns took Todd Trapasso, right outside linebacker. Chaotic loves his speed, guys, man. He had that guy in New Orleans. I can't even remember his name, but he was a big, tall, white dude that Chaotic built, and the dude was just amazing. This is exactly that. Copy and paste here. 6'2", 243 out of Notre Dame, 88 speed, 75 pursuit, 73 block shed, a little low. You like the 82 move, finesse move, and the 90 hit power. He's a thumper. He can fly to the ball. Don't love slow development, so he's going to be hard to work on, but not a bad base at 76 overall for the Cleveland Browns. With the number 7 pick, the New York Jets took DeAndre Stidham, 6'1", 210 out of Auburn, 91 speed, 78 man, 80 zone, 74 play recognition, 94 acceleration, so he's quick, 87 agility, so he can move, 78 pressure, like that from a rookie, can get up there and jam those guys. At 6'1", he's a big body dude, out of Auburn, man-to-man. It's really going to help a Jets defense that's already really good. A little bit of a head scratcher for me because that defense was already very good. Now, I know they were getting old in that secondary, so maybe that's why you had to go this pick. I don't think he went best player available. He needed a quarterback, but he feels like he's going to ride or die with what he has, which I think could work if he just plays smarter. This is just an interesting pick. You don't love the slow development either. With the 8th pick, the Tennessee Titans took Lakeem Denali, 6'6", 318 out of Oregon. The left end has 89 strength, 88 tackle, 83 block shed, 88 power moves, 87 acceleration. He's 83 overall. That's another home run for the Tennessee Titans, who always draft well. And this guy really does a great job whenever he's drafted. Bryant Johnson, cornerback out of Stanford, goes the 9th pick to the Texans, 81 overall, 91 speed, 94 acceleration, 84 man, 83 zone, 82 press. This dude can do it all. Quick development. This guy's going to be a stud. Another 5'10", so he's got average height, but quick development. He already has some mad skills. 91 speed's plenty at cornerback. He's going to be a player for them. The 10th pick, the Lions took Carroll Ratliff, 77 overall, middle linebacker out of Michigan, 6'2", 254, 85 speed, 90 tackle. All of these tackling machines coming out of college. Chaotic made a great point, and I always feel this way too. I hate that rookies are so much better than already in-game guys. So either they got to bump up those in-game out-of-the-box guys, or they got to show some love a little bit to these the NFL dudes and lower these rookies that are coming in. But this guy is a player. I like him a little bit better than the other middle linebacker that we talked about in the first pick of the draft, just because he's got better speed. I'd love to see kind of the zone coverage on both of these guys. It's probably where we'll see the biggest difference. With the 11th pick, the San Diego Chargers, they're not San Diego, they're LA. The LA Chargers took a left outside linebacker out of Stanford, 22, 6'3", 220, 77 overall. He's got 78 awareness, which is pretty good. Quarterback, I'm sorry, not left outside linebacker. It's such a small, blurry picture, it was hard to see. That's it, 68 awareness, 68 deep accuracy, 81 medium, 85 short. You really like the short. 93 throwing power. You love that big arm. 76 speed, so he can move a little bit. 6'3", is a big dude out of Stanford. That'll be a good quarterback for them. Interested to see how he develops. Timmy Chicolo, 75 overall, right guard, goes with the 12th pick to the Packers. Quick development, pass rusher guy out of Georgia. 86 strength, 84 pass block, 72 run block. You don't love that. 88 impact blocking. A nice little guy that's going to need some work. He's not going to be a plug and play immediately, but maybe he can get that work in with that quick development and be the exact player that he needs to be. With the 13th pick, the Chargers were back on the clock, and they took halfback Sharon Moon. Love that guy. Notre Dame, a one-cut dude. 5'11", 210. He's got 90 speed, 92 acceleration, 87 carry vision. This guy is a player. He's even got 76 truck. Now, here's the head scratcher to me. The Chargers gave a huge, fat contract to Blunt this offseason, and now he's got a superstar halfback that he just drafted, 83 overall, who's got better speed. He's going to have the trucking. He's got the juke. This guy is the full package. Really good pick for the Chargers. And Dawson, a little bit of a head scratcher because of the fat contract that he gave Blunt. I think that's going to come back and bite him. The 14th pick, the 49ers took Rashawn Saragwa. We'll go with that. Wide receiver, 76 overall. This dude is a monster. He will be in the Hall of Fame. He will be a forever player like Forbes has been. Look at this dude. 6'3", 205 out of Notre Dame, 96 speed, 96 acceleration, 86 catch, 80 route running, 82 spectacular catch, 94 jump. What else do you want from a rookie? 76 overall. It's probably just because his awareness at 68. Get that awareness up to 75 or so. Work on that route running. Get it up to 85 or so. This dude will be amazing. You'll worry a little bit about the catch in traffic, especially in this league. You guys are going to lay the wood if he tries to come over the middle. But look for the 49ers to really push the ball downfield, really see what they can get out of this. And this dude's going to be a player. I love the 49ers rookie quarterback that or it's going to be a second-year guy now. I just think that this 49ers team will be much improved. Old Meathead plays massively great defense, and now you're giving him probably the best receiver in the league. I think Forbes is, but this guy just has the raw stats to be the best receiver in the league by far. The 15th pick, the Dolphins were on the clock, and they took so far my favorite player that I really wanted, DeAndre Clem, 82 overall, left guard out of Michigan State, 6'2", 310 run blocker, 91 strength, 82 run, 85 pass, 92 impact, 82 acceleration, 70 speed. My goodness, what a pick. Another home run for the Dolphins. That is a really great pick. That was my pick, 16th pick in the draft, and I took Clausen Nande, a 78 overall defensive tackle out of Tennessee, 6'4", 313 run stopper. Kind of was talked into this guy. He was hyped up a little bit in chat. I was torn between need and best player available. I looked at all my need areas, and I just didn't love the picks. There wasn't like that pick where I was like, yes, that's the guy that I need on my team. And so then I had to look at best player available. I was looking at a linebacker. I was looking at a receiver. I was looking at a quarterback. Looked at a couple offensive linemen. And I went with this guy because to me, he had the best raw stats of what was left on the board. 78 overall, 94 strength, 79 tackle, 85 block shed, 81 power move, 78 acceleration. Not a bad guy. Kind of like the last defensive tackle that I drafted, Dukes, in Madden 17. A plug-and-play guy, probably won't make Pro Bowls, but he'll be solid. He'll be okay for a defensive line that already has some high picks, but just trying to solidify that line. I do like to play a little 4-3 and 3-4. This guy will help me with my 3-4 much better than the current defensive tackles that I have. The Chiefs, with the 17th pick, took Tamon Austin, 78 overall wide receiver out of Georgia. The little guy, 5'8", 177, 95 speed, 92 acceleration, 74 catch, 81 route running, 81 spectacular, 80 catch in traffic, 82 jump. This is one of those typical guys, right, that just have all of the combine stats that make people fall in love with them. I just can't draft a 5'8" starting receiver. That's a slot guy to me. It's going to be really hard pressed to put him on the outside, and I just can't spend the 17th pick in the draft on a slot guy. Look, you got the speed. He's going to make plays. He's going to be dynamic, but is he going to be on the field enough for a Chiefs team that has a lot of needs, that has made a lot of moves, and has found themselves into a little bit of cap trouble? The 18th pick in the draft, the Bengals selected Nate McNeil. This is one of their runs of a couple draft picks here. 79 overall strong safety out of USC, 6'4", 213. I love this pick from Houday. 92 speed, 91 acceleration, 79 zone, 74 tackle. You worry a little bit, but to me, this is a typical guy that you can move back to free safety if you want it. You do like that 89 hit power and that 79 pursuit, so he may want to keep him in the box. I just worry about that 74 tackle in the box. To me, you can move him at safety depending on what his catch is, because I really like his play recognition at 71 as a rookie and that 79 zone. Really good player for the Bengals. The Packers selected Sterling Jerry, 78 overall center out of Oklahoma with the 19th pick, 87 strength, 79 run, 84 pass, 84 impact, 81 acceleration. A really nice pick for them. You worry about the run block a little bit, and with centers, the awareness matters. It affects the whole offensive line. 69 awareness. You're going to have to work on that before he gets time to start. The 21st pick, the Seahawks took a gamble, and they went after the guy that a lot of people had fallen in love with, and he was a little disappointed. The 75 overall vertical threat tight end out of Wisconsin, Jackson Clifton, 6'7", 262, 83 speed. That's where people had fallen in love with this guy. 82 catch, 86 spectacular catch, 83 catch in traffic, 85 acceleration, 70 route running, and 64 run block. He reminds me very much like the tight end that I drafted early in the first round in Madden 17 that made good plays for me, that I think actually was signed by the Seahawks because I had to let him walk. Not spectacular, but not a throwaway. He'll be a solid tight end, At 6'7", he's a big threat. 83 speed. It is what it is. I think that that's plenty enough to make plays in this league, though. Then the Bengals, on their first two back-to-back picks here, the 22nd pick, they took center Tucker Dennis, 78 overall out of Georgia, 6'2", 296, 84 strength, 84 run, 83 pass, 84 impact, a solid center. Again, the awareness issue, but that's going to be every rookie. You work on that, this guy will be an 82, 83 overall center pretty soon. Maybe start him at guard for a season and then put him at center. I just think I worry about putting guys with low awareness at center as a rookie because it affects the rest of your offensive line. And with the 23rd pick, they took a 3-4 versatile defensive end, left end, Quintarius Hunt out of Auburn. This is kind of the top rated guy out there at left end, 6'7", 299, 85 tackle, 84 block shed, 86 power move. This is a big 3-4 guy. I don't know what he runs. I think he may run a 4-3, but still a guy that maybe you bump inside to tackle. 82 strength, maybe not, but you can stick him out at end, let him be good in the run game, give you a few sacks from time to time. I'm a big believer in this Madden. Defensive ends just don't make the impact that you would expect. And so you don't pay those guys big money, and you don't spend high draft picks on them. That's just my personal opinion. 24th pick of the draft, the Vikings selected a right outside linebacker, Brendan Ballentine, 78 overall out of Miami, 6'5", 228. This was another guy that I was looking at. I know Houday was super excited about this guy. 83 speed, 89 tackle, 87 block shed, 85 hit power, 71 finesse, 71 power moves, 83 pursuit. He's a player. Don't love his zone and his man. And because of that, I'm probably going to keep him out at right outside linebacker on the weak side. I want him just to, maybe he's a user linebacker. You don't love his speed at 83. I talked about that a little earlier. We'll just kind of see where that goes. Jaquan Lyle, 76 overall cornerback, goes to the Seattle Seahawks with the 25th pick, 90 speed, 89 acceleration, 80 man, 83 zone. Really good player. I worry about the acceleration a little bit, but he's quick development. I think that you can get this guy up. It's going to be a really great nickel cornerback right off the bat for them. Maybe he can push to the outside because I know that they were getting old out there pretty quickly. And then I think that puts us to where we're at, number 26. And it looks like we're not going to get that done before the draft starts here in about 5 minutes. Look, I've got a couple of players I got my eyes on, but we're going to cover that as soon as we get into the draft show. We've got 5 minutes here. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and then we'll come right back and get the show going. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 5 minutes. We'll unpause this draft. I am not on Discord, so if you're sending me messages and stuff on Discord, I am actually not on Discord. Don't worry about it. We'll be back. We'll see you in a few minutes. All right, fellas, here we go. We are back, and it is time to get this draft started. So here we go. Let everybody know that we are going to start this draft live. Let me double check. Yeah, we said 11. I'm just making sure. I was like, just making sure we're not making a mistake here, but I think we're going to be good. We're going to resume the draft right now. We are on the Dallas Cowboys. A couple picks came in while we were away. Wide receiver Marcellus went to the Baltimore Ravens. Gronkowski, a quarterback that everybody was talking about, went to the Raiders. That's a head scratcher. Sucks. I guess he didn't set up his board, or maybe he did want a quarterback. Free safety Colts goes to the Texans as they continue their rebuild. And man, they have piled up the first round draft picks. And now we're a minute 32 seconds for Madden Maniacs and the Dallas Cowboys. And it looks like I'm flying solo. I guess none of my my buddies were going to hop on here and talk with me. But so be it. We'll fly solo with you guys. We'll have a really good time. Coming up with Brady. I see that you're on. He's getting ready for his pick. B-Hog getting ready for his pick. So a lot of good picks here. We're going to be in the second round here before we know it. I don't think that Maniac is around, but I'm not going to skip him unless somebody else tells me to. So good draft so far. There's still a couple guys out there that kind of caught my eye since we were waiting. Got a couple seconds here. I think there's a really couple of good quarterbacks that are left out there. A couple of guys that have some potential, what I would call red chippers. There's still a blue chipper out there. There's a blue chipper halfback that's out there that I think is going to be very similar to the guy that the Chargers took. I think that there's a couple of really good halfbacks that are out there still. Some that'll go late. I think that the halfbacks are one of those positions that always seem to fall. Wide receiver was loaded this draft. I mean, we're talking 7, 8, maybe 9 guys that are potential blue chippers, and then there's still another 3, 4, maybe 5 more red chippers that are out there. Receiver is just one of those really, really deep positions. I'm interested to see how tight ends go this draft. I don't think there's a ton of good ones. Offensive lineman has potential boom or bust. I think that we're all going to be very underwhelmed by the offensive line in this draft, but we'll see. Defensive line has some really good players. I think a lot of them are going to go quickly, and there's going to be slim pickings as we go. Lots of defensive tackles in this draft. If you need a defensive tackle, this might be the draft to do it. Some playmaking linebackers out there. Of course, we've already seen so many of them gone. There has been a run on middle and right outside linebackers already. I'm surprised that nobody's even looked at the LSU cornerback. I know that speed has worried some people. It's probably going to be in that 89 to 90, 91 range. But man, that guy can cover, and he's sitting at 5'10". He can press. I just think that he's going to be a steal. There's a safety that's out here. Where is he at? I got to find him. Here he is, out of USC. Oh, that was the guy that Nate McNeil that went to the Bengals. He may be the fastest guy that we've ever had in the OMFL come out of a draft at safety. He ran a 4.38. Now I know that didn't quite translate. I think he got a 91. I expected that guy to be like 95, 97, somewhere in there. All right, so a couple safeties coming off the board here. Free safety Coates. Let's see. My computer is super slow today. I should have restarted everything. But free safety Coates goes over to the Texans. 5'11" guy out of Florida, a hitter, a thumper. You guys are probably seeing photos by now, but he should have the speed to be able to make plays. Vickerson. Right here. Marshall Vickerson, prototype out of Nebraska, 6'2", out of Nebraska. A thumper, a guy that can tackle 4'2", 40. He did 16 on the bench press, so I don't expect him to be super strong, but he's a big guy, and Brady, you like your big guys. Left outside linebacker Willis. See what I can find on him. So yeah, a little run on defense. It seems like guys are trying to find those defensive players here. Let's see where I got Willis. Chandler Willis, the top rated left outside linebacker out of Texas. Sorry, as I use a cough drop here. It's going to be a long day. A 4.8 40. You're 23 on the bench press, so it should be strong. Probably expect that run to be 85 to 88, somewhere in there, I'm sure. A pretty decent little player for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's usually one of our better drafters. I don't love this guy. I wouldn't have took him this high, but we'll see how he kind of turns out. What do we have next? We have a receiver, Cooper, going over to the Patriots. Just what they need, another weapon. Derek Cooper, possession guy out of Florida State, stands at 6'1", a guy that can catch the ball with big hands. Ran a 4.42 40. He did 20 on the bench press. One of my favorite receivers in this draft. I didn't really look at receivers because I didn't need them, but I think that's going to be a playmaker for New England, a guy that can run, make plays, and make catches. Left tackle Doyle goes to the Bears. So you can see that he's trying to be smart and make his picks. I know that he's actually not on, at least unless something has changed. But out of Texas, a guy that could do both impact and pass block. You're going to have to work on the run block. Only 29 on the bench press, so I'm worried about that strength. He's going to have to work on that. Cornerback Rodgers goes over to the Rams. Just what one of the top-rated defenses need is another cornerback to go in to make plays for them. Let's see, Rodgers. I actually don't have Rodgers on my board at all. It's interesting. So that might mean that he was an undrafted guy. So, oh, here he is. Sorry, I found him. Bradley Rodgers, man-to-man out of Nebraska. He was ready to go in the seventh round, but evidently there was something here that he liked. He ran a 4.48, so I don't know if the speed's going to be there. 17, the bench press, it'll be okay in strength. Nice man coverage, nice zone coverage. I don't know. That's a little bit of a reach here in the second round for the Rams, but maybe he likes that pick. Left tackle clear. If you're going to make that pick, you got to take the chance on the guy that's the top-rated cornerback out there. Tevin Clear, a guy that had my eye on. Of course, there are no sleepers here in the OMFL. A run blocker out of Oklahoma. 6'6", a good impact and run blocker. Going to have to work on the pass blocking. 36 on the bench press. He's already got that strength. He's going to be a mauler for the Seattle Seahawks as they continue to rebuild that offensive line. Griffin Beeler, zone blocking guy out of LSU. 6'3", a run blocker, a guy that did 34 in the bench press, another guy that I have my eye on. I think he'll be a good player. Going to have to work on that awareness because he's a center. He's a rookie. They affect the rest of the offensive line. I'll say that over and over and over. But you work on that, you get that up, that'll be a good player. Michael Brom, one of the few blue chipper offensive line that we had, 6'6", out of USC. A nice impact guy, a nice pass block guy. He's going to have to work on the run block a little bit. Did 32 on the bench press. That's really, really good for a rookie. Maybe a guy that you can bump inside for a little bit while you work on him, and then you can bump him back out once you get him up to where you need him, especially when you start talking about the run block. But maybe not. Maybe just stick him out at left tackle, right? Those are not normally run blocking guys. They just protect your quarterback. Maybe so it's just a perfect fit. Probably going to be a day one starter for the New York Giants, who continue to just pick solid players. There's a few guys that just make good, solid, smart picks. I wish I were one of them. I usually don't. I take chances too much. Left guard, Nevin Alberry, zone blocking guy out of Villanova, 6'2". Another guy that can really good in the run block. A project, though. 35 in the bench press. That's not a project. That's set in stone. That guy's strong as a mule. He's going to have to work on his pass blocking skills. I don't think that he'll be a day one starter, but In the second round, you get a highly rated offensive line. It's a good pick for them. Wide receiver Durant goes to the New York Jets. Let's see what I can find out on Durant for you. Morris Durant, another blue chipper receiver. There's so many out there. Here's the type of receivers I like, those route running guys with speed. This guy ran a 4.42 40. He's a route runner out of Wisconsin, 5'11", great catch, great route running. This is going to be one of those sneaky good picks. This one I like for the Jets, a sneaky good pick that is just like one of those guys that plays better than their ratings. I found a couple of those dudes that, you look at their ratings and you think that they're gonna be able to, perform up to this certain level. But then you get them on the field, and those dudes are always open, and they're making every catch. And you're like, where did this guy come from? Several seasons ago, I think Madden 16, Brady would probably remember this, but I had a guy that was just like that. He just was a stud. He played above his ratings. I can't remember his name now. It's slipping my brain. But he was so good. He played above his ratings. He was one of those route runner guys. He was always open, and he caught everything. All right, a couple more picks have come in here. Right guard, Will Blackson, sorry, a guy that I had my eye on. Zone blocking guy out of Hawaii, 6'2". Another run blocking guy that's going to have to work on the pass blocking. Maybe this is another guy that you bump outside. 36 on the bench press, very, very good for them. He's going to need some work. He's not a finished product. None of these offensive line, I think, are finished products. They're all going to need work, but a really good player. Joey Kemp, one of those late, again, there are no sleepers here in the OMFL, one of those late-rounded halfbacks. He goes over to the Indianapolis Colts, a power back out of Tennessee, 6'1". He ran a 4.53 40, 25 in the bench press. He's going to be strong. He's one of those big guys that can come in, a bowling ball. It's just going to be tough to bring down and tough to tackle, but he's going to be able to make plays for those Colts, and a good pick for them. Going over to free safety now. So I tell Houday to get on. I know his little butt's in there. I don't know why he's not on. Making me talk all by myself here. You guys are killing me. Harper. Rashad Harper, playmaker out of Notre Dame, 6'1", a thumper, a guy that ran 4.53 to 50 in the bench press. It's going to be a little weak, but a typical free safety, somebody that you expect to be out there. It's going to be a nice player for the Seattle Seahawks. I'm surprised that they're going so much defense. I know that defense is getting old, getting quickly old, and so he's just trying to rebuild some things. And we're getting a run on centers here. Michael Barron, another guy that I had my eye on, a balanced guy out of the Southern Arkansas, 6'4" to 32 on the bench press. And you're going to see a run on centers here because guys understand that they can kind of move those dudes where they want them. I pick offensive line by skill, and I put them where I want because they can really play any of those positions. Landon Dickerson, another blue chipper, red zone threat out of BYU. Big guy, 6'5", has really good, spectacular catch. Like one of those dudes you can just throw the ball up, he'll go make a play. You throw it in traffic. A 4.56 40, not going to be a burner, but he's one of those dudes you can put on the outside, especially in the red zone. He'll go make plays for you. It's interesting because that's not a typical Priest pick. Priest usually likes his guys with speed. This guy, I doubt, is going to have that speed. I would guess 89 is going to be where he falls, maybe 87, maybe somewhere in there. But a big target that can catch the ball in traffic, and that's going to pay dividends. I think that's going to be really good. You're seeing a run on receivers. You're seeing a run on linebackers. You're seeing a run on centers, and a run on safeties. There's a little bit of run here going on safeties. Guys are trying to find that playmaker back there. Daryl Todd, a power back out of Vanderbilt. I don't understand the obsession with power backs this offseason. It seems like guys are really into their power backs. 6'1" guy out of Vanderbilt. I did 22 on the bench press, 4.54 40. He's going to be a load to take down, that's for sure. I don't have weights on my draft board. It's just an interesting pick, to say the least. I don't know that I'm doing that in the second round, but that's where guys are going. Here we go. We're going back-to-back centers here. Again, another run on centers. I'm pretty sure this center is going to be plucked dry. That's where I thought the best value was. Michael Weber goes over to the San Francisco 49ers, 6'3" out of Auburn. Another one of those guys that's pretty well-rounded, impact, pass, run. He can kind of do it all. 28 on the bench press. Don't love it, but he's a red chipper. You just have to get that strength up a little bit. Bates then goes over to the Miami Dolphins. Harris Bates, balanced guy out of Kentucky. 6'5", nice impact block, 32 on the bench press. So he's going to be strong. He's going to be a good player for them. They're continuing to making really smart picks here. It's going to be interesting to see how they develop and to see how they continue to play well. Mason, halfback. These are coming in fast and furious. Now it's going to be hard to keep up. And since there's nobody else that wants to not be a jerk and get on with me, I'm giving them a hard time. They're making me talk all by myself. Chaotic. Houday. Man, I know you guys are around. Get on. Mason, Raymond Mason, power back out of Tennessee, goes over to the San Francisco 49ers. Again, guys love their power backs. We'll have to see if those work out. I just don't have any faith in they will, but we'll have to see. Another center went over. Lambert, another one of the guys that I have my eye on. He goes over to the New England Patriots, a 6'4" guy out of Alabama. Did 31 on the bench press, more of a pass blocker than a run blocker. Again, you either move him to the outside or one of the guard positions, or you just work on that awareness, and those guys will be good players for you. Kelly, wide receiver.
Hey, Nate, I'm here.
Who's I'm here?
This is Brady.
What's up, Mr. Brady? How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right, man. I can chat if you want me to, dude.
Yeah, go ahead and talk about your picks. You've made a couple interesting picks here. Usually you love your power backs, but it seems to be everybody else is going power backs, and you're kind of staying away from those.
Well, the biggest thing is I'm going based on the needs for the team. That's the biggest thing for me is trying to, stay the course. I already have a superstar back. I was actually hoping Kemp would have fell to me. If Kemp would have fell to the 30th pick, second round, I would have snatched him up in a heartbeat. But right now, I have a couple guys in my view, my sights, and I'm just hoping they fall my way. But a lot of the players that I really wanted, of course, with who they having 3 picks in the first is killer for the AFC because we already know he's trying to rebuild and get retooled for a Super Bowl run next season. But just to kind of talk about my pick that I actually drafted, Marshall Vickerson, free safety out of Nebraska. He's a prototype player, 90 speed, 75 zone coverage, 71 man. Of course, that'll be something that I'll work with. But his tackles a 78, his pursuit is a 79. His play rec, I'll definitely boost up with a 69. But a 90 speed, 90 acceleration, that'll go hand in hand with my boy Gibson out there at the safety spot.
Yeah, there's been a couple interesting picks that just came in here. A little bit of a head scratcher for me with Houday. He took wide receiver Kelly. Let me find Kelly because I was just looking at him. A speed guy out of Nebraska. Again, those speed guys can be 5'7", 5'8", 5'9". He ran a 4.2, 440. I guess that's why you pick him because he's going to be 96, 97, 98 speed. Whatever, if that's what you're trying to build is a cheesy speed team, good luck to you. I just think that strength and size matters in this Madden. So this is a slot guy at best, but I guess when you have a zillion picks like Houday has had already, you can start to take these chances. So that kind of makes sense for his team, right? Because he's already made so many great picks, but yeah, this is a guy that I didn't think would go this high in the draft. But again, Houday's had a zillion picks, probably has no need. You can take a flyer on here. But then following right up, the Colts took Kerplakis or something like that. Blake, red zone guy out of Toledo.
Yeah.
I can't say these stupid names. He ran 4.6, 40. Don't love that, but he's a big dude, 6'5", just throw the ball up, big catch in traffic. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. What do you think about all these big receivers that are coming out and how they're going to perform even at very low speeds?
I mean,
Because you're not a big receiver speed guy.
no, when it comes, my take on the receivers, and I will say, I'm not sure what the receiver's name was that was taken early in the first round, but that dude is a
Is a
stud.
stud. Yeah.
Man, I mean, what for the 49ers, 96 speed, 96 acceleration, some BS like that. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
But
It's stupid. And he's like
when
six
it comes,
four.
yeah, with a 93 jump or some mess like that. When it comes to the wide receiver spot, for me, it's all about possession and route running. I can care less about the speed. If you have the speed, it's a plus. But a lot of these teams and a lot of the owners, well, I wouldn't say a lot, but some of them want to go downfield. They want to spread the field and they want to hit you in the mouth over top at will with their arsenal. And I don't know. It just really all depends. What the flavor of the month is. And right now, the big thing is everybody's wanting to load up on that speed at wide out, and then they'll fill in the middle.
Yeah.
With that top talent. So you know, picks in the second quarter, on receivers. I will say I actually scouted almost 20 receivers, and it was all with height. I didn't really worry about, the 6'2" and lower. I did look at the guys that were like 6'6", the 6'4s, the 6'3s, the taller guys, because I just want somebody that I can actually target down the field. And now that I have golf, probably gonna take the starting job over Bortles. Um, yeah, we need some targets. We need some
Yeah,
targets.
I'm kind of wondering who the hell gave all these picks to Houday. My God, D Wayne, do your job.
That's the
Make sure
thing.
this guy's not killing us. No,
Can you hear me?
Houday is really racked up. Who's this? Is this Houday?
Man, I couldn't unmute myself.
Where the hell have you been?
I've been on here the whole time since minute one. I've been on here.
Oh my God! Why couldn't you unmute yourself?
I don't know. I had to hang up and call back. It still wouldn't let me. I had to push star 3 times. I don't know what that's
Where'd you
about.
get all these picks, man?
I traded Burfict and Eifert were expiring, and I knew I was going to have some guys asking 5, and I couldn't keep everybody. So I think it was like week 2. I just kind of floated them out there, and a bunch of people hit me up, and I just took who I thought would be, finish with the worst record, but they ended up all being playoff teams. So I got picked up 2 first, and that's all I really picked up. I think I might have got a second. That's it. Got 2 first and a
You know
second.
what I'm
Yeah.
interested that you guys might know about because of course, I'm not on Discord. I'm going to talk about a player, but if there's any information about the cornerback that the Seattle Seahawks drafted, he floated out there for a long time, and I'm assuming it's going to be because of his speed. But I'd love to hear how that guy actually turned out and if he's a good player or not. There was
Do
also
you
a
know?
player
Do
that
you
just
remember his
went.
name? Sorry.
Yeah, let me find it.
If you're
They
talking
just
about
took
Curtis
him a little while
Ellington,
ago. Yeah, I am.
yeah, Curtis Ellington. It looks like he is 5'10", plays a zone type corner. He's got 88 speed. Looks like his man coverage is
Yeah.
77. His press is an
Ugh.
84. His zone is an 83 already out the box.
Yeah, I can see why he lasted so long. I mean, you don't want to spend a first round pick on that guy, but a good project. Is he normal development? So there's been a couple other picks here. Carr went to the Jets. Gene went to the Vikings. The Vikings had a couple of back-to-back picks here. Edmonds went right tackle, went to the Vikings. Hagler went to the Bengals. Houday, since we got you back now, and you can actually do some talking, it's not just me talking to myself. That receiver, now you had so many picks. You probably heard me talking about that. I didn't love the receiver. Again, I get why you took him. He's freaking. I'd love to hear what his speed actually turned out to be. But was that just a flyer because you had so many picks and you just wanted a speed guy? I know that you absolutely love your speed. What was the thought process there, and how did he turn out?
Well, I mean, even like before free agency, I don't have any spots on my team, so I only signed like 1 free agent, I think, maybe 2. I just don't have the spot. So right before the draft, I mean, I stayed up all night. I'm trying to get rid of the picks. I tried to trade the first for seconds next year. Like I was just trying to get rid of them because I don't have the spots on my team. And I picked those three players. I mean, I'll start the lineman to build him up. I'll start the safety, but even the first round defensive end, he's going to have to sit behind, Dunlap this season. I seen that he ran the second fastest 40 time ever, so I figured I would, why not? It's probably going to be well, I don't know if I can put him on PS now. Somebody will steal him. But he ended up being
What did he turn out to be?
90. He's 97 speed, which is
Yeah.
I think that's the fastest you're going to get out of this game. I mean, I don't think it's going to be faster. I know, you draft guys that's 4.33 and down, they can be 97 speed too. So I just figured there was a high chance he'd be 97. So I just took a shot at it. I just don't have any more spots on my team.
The Texans, I want to talk about them for just a second. They're making really great picks. Massimo had a really down season. I don't think Massimo tanked by any stretch of the imagination, but this guy was a playoff team at the end of Madden 17. Of course, he had excuses early in 17 because he had a baby and life was just happening and he wasn't very good. But man, he rebuilt that team very fast. Got a really good team out of the box, bought over a trainer. I just expected them to win more, and yet he didn't. And then he got he got a high draft pick. He made a couple moves to get a few other draft picks, and he's really had a solid draft with this last pick. He took a right tackle out of Akron. Let's see if I can get his name. Logan Bradshaw, a run guy. Really good run blocker, really good pass blocker. Did 32 on the bench press. A blue chipper, I would say 6'7". I mean, this dude is really starting to rebuild this team, and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with over in the AFC.
Yeah, he didn't. I didn't know he had that many first round picks. He had number 1. He had number 9. He had number 28. I don't even know how he got them. I mean, I'm assuming he still got Watt and Donald, right?
I have zero clue. I don't know how he did it either. I don't do the trades, and so I really don't pay any attention at it at all. I've got so many other things that I have to pay attention to. That's one thing that just gets by me every single time. But yeah, this dude is quickly rebuilding this team. Has anyone seen if draft boards are working the way they're supposed to work? I know it's kind of hard to tell because if guys aren't on, then they don't know. But I'm interested to see. Like, I don't think that Maniac's on. I'd assume that he's not on. But are these draft boards actually working? That's what I'd be interested to hear. Speaking of draft boards,
Elijah.
Yeah, they're going fast. Elijah Turner just went to the Cowboys, a balanced guy out of Miami, 6'2", 29 on the bench press, and then following right behind him, Brady, who you just heard celebrating live on the show. So evidently he's really happy with his pick. He took tight end Giles. I'll get some information on Giles, and then you can fill in the blanks for me here, Brady. Sharon Giles, balanced guy out of Texas, 6'5". A guy that can make big plays, spectacular plays. Not going to be super duper strong, and he's not going to be fast at all. How did it work with Giles? What'd you think?
Well, the biggest thing for me was he was a first. Actually, he was still a first round talent, a late first round talent, and to me it was the height, 6'5", 259 pounds. Of course, I'm going to work on his route running because that's one of my things for any receiver on my team. I target their route running because I really, 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 really want that player to be able to, run good crisp routes. And then with his catching being a 79 and his catching traffic being a 79, I think that'd be solid enough. I don't really use my tight end a lot, but to have another option now that I got rid of Lee, Westbrook is going to be my slot guy. As the third option. With Robinson on one side, Hearns on the other side. Now I have a speed slot player to kind of go alongside with Giles. I think he'll be a good fit. Now that I have someone, I think that's a little bit younger, with a little bit of speed. I mean, the speed is not that great though. With the 80,
What is it?
it's
80?
80. Yeah, 80 speed.
Yeah, not great.
No, not great
The
at
San
all.
Francisco 49ers just had a couple picks right close to each other. But before we get to them, I want to take a second to talk about the Seattle Seahawks. They took a halfback. Um, it's always interesting to me to see like what guys feel like their needs are and the runs that they have to kind of make here. We're getting in the third round, so here soon I'm going to have to start actually paying attention to my draft board. But they took a guy that's a red chipper that I really find very interesting. Let me see if I can find his Barry Trucklock, power back, right? Is that who he took? Yeah, power back out of Marshall. Did 22 on the bench press, ran a 4.4640. So probably going to be in that like 90 range ish, 89 range ish. One of those guys that I'm super interested to see could be dynamic behind an offensive line that they're really trying to rebuild. And if you look at the 49ers, there was a couple of head scratcher picks here for me. Let's look at their picks. They took Parker Novak, a 3.4 tackler out of UFC. I just didn't see that pick this high. He only ran a 4.6740. He did do 30 on the bench press. That's super impressive. You want those strong guys there in the center. And then he followed that right back up with Darquez Doucette, a prototype guy, left outside linebacker out of Nevada. Another guy I just don't understand. 20 on the bench press, not that great, not terrible, not impressive. Only ran a 4.6, 4.40. There's other guys that I have my eye on at left outside linebacker. I just didn't understand that pick. And then you start to see another run on offensive linemen. Hogan's and Bush both go to the Texans and the Bills, respectively. So you're starting to see a run here on offensive line, and defensive line, tackle, and end has really been left alone. And because of that, I think there are going to be some good players. They're going to fall into third, fourth round here. And it's going to make for an interesting draft, which we are blowing through. We're in the third round, and we are 32 minutes deep. So things are moving along here pretty quickly. Bernard Bush, left guard, went to the Texans. He's one of those guys I really liked. Balanced guy out of Michigan State. He can kind of do it all. He's going to have to work on the pass blocking, but 34 on the bench press. That's going to be a player for them. Really interesting pick. I like it. I think that's going to be a good pick for the Buffalo Bills. Dylan Brooks, a possession guy, went to the Washington Redskins. Arkansas State, 6'2", another guy that can catch anything and everything in his area, in his city. 4.4840. And now we're starting to see a couple quarterbacks go here. Let's see. Mr. Hoffman, one of the red chipper, Duckin Hoffman out of Michigan State, pocket passer, 6'6". He's got a big arm. He's going to be able to throw things really short very well. That B-plus arm may be a little bit of a worry, but we'll see. Good pocket passer, at least a viable backup if you really, really needed one. And then finally, the New York Jets take a quarterback, and they had the guy that I really liked. They took Zachary Babin, pocket passer out of Oklahoma. This is the guy I almost took with my pick. A big arm, nice sharp accuracy, 4.99. So he's probably got like 70-ish speed that he can do well with. That's a good pick for the Jets, who have been looking for their quarterback for quite some time. Very unhappy with what they had last year. I think he might have found his guy.
We got a little bit of information on Hoffman. The court went to New York. He's 24. He's only got 89 throw power, but that's not a deal breaker. 90 short accuracy, 84 medium, 81 deep. Is a little slow, 67 speed. But if you're looking for, makes me think of Alex